It's thrifting time! Welcome! The Thrift Store Rundown is discussing matters of the family heart this week by doing what we do best, bringing Hollywood home on a budget. I'm not going to necessarily ask you how much do you know about your family because, quite frankly, for this application, it really doesn't apply here. But how much do you really know about the family next door? Or the family way down the street? Or the family way down in the neighborhood that you just so happen to be close to? Even though not that much a distance. It's one of those underrated variables of a family that's either whole with cracks, or Jerry Springer leveled fractured. Rest in peace, by the way. It's one of those things that makes a family feel inferior or superior to that other family they just so happen to be close with. Especially if they're in any way, shape, or form related to the Griffins of Quahog, Rhode Island. I think any family trivia night can be a lot more livelier when Peter Griffin, the Family Guy himself, takes center stage. This is the Family Guy trivia game. Purchased for $4.99 and for 25% off from Value Village in Hawthorne. It's from Cardinal for 2 or more players, obviously ages 13 and up. I just had to pick this up. As you know, I'm an enormous Family Guy fan and a humongous Seth MacFarlane fan, so I just had to review this beauty. Let's get started! If I can open up the daggone top first of this tin collector's box. Open, you fool! Open! Don't make me go all Stewie Griffin on ya! Whose leg do you have to hump to get this thing to open easily around here? There you go. Here's the instructions. Sorry about the tripod. Contents include 200 cards, each with 5 trivia questions and answers per card. That's 1,000 questions in all. A quadfold game board, which I'll show you in a moment. 4 pawns, 2 dice. Or actually, 4 pawns. None of them character pawns. Your standard yellow, blue, green, and red pawns. Man, I wish they had Peter, Lois, Chris, Meg, Stewie, Brian. You could trade off between either one of them character pawns. And for this copy, only 1 of 2 dice. It's funny how Stewie says, "I will not be trivialized." That's odd. When I first saw this, I said to myself, I will not be ripped off. And I kind of was with this. Then again, I have a whole bunch of board games in the house and a whole bunch of dice to utilize, so I'll cut this some slack. But not that much. It wouldn't be fair to you watching. Anyway, 10 seconds to read this instruction pamphlet. Start the clock, please. There you go. I'll just keep this handy as I show you the game board and a few trivia cards. To win, you have to be the first to move around the game path to the Griffin's house, where victory is yours through lucky dice rolls and right-on trivia answers. And even in some instances, acting like the evil monkey. Evil monkey! Told you, I'm a humongous Family Guy fan. Let's show you the quadfold game board right now. Nice looking game board. Not really that spiffy, but pretty nice. And all these character spaces, including Stewie's choice right over here. I'll show you that up close. Right over here. Oh yeah, that's a deliciously diabolical space, as the instruction pamphlet says. You'll learn more about that when I summarize the instructions, so I'll do my best attempt to do so. Anyway. Stewie's choice, the evil monkey space, and all of the character spaces leading up to the Griffin house, which is, of course, Winner's Square, matter. And I'll tell you why in a moment. But for right now, let's show you one trivia card at random to start with. Questions. Anyway, I don't know who goes first, maybe the biggest Family Guy fan in there, or the oldest Family Guy fan, the youngest. But what I do know in terms of gameplay is this. To move around, you gotta roll dice, and if you land on any of the colored spaces here, you gotta answer that chosen question. The colors of the game board spaces here determine which question you gotta answer. If you land on a red space, you gotta answer the red question. If you land on a yellow space, yellow question. Blue space is a blue question, so on. If you land on a character space, whether that be Peter, or Lois, or Meg, or Chris, or Brian, then you gotta answer the TV logo question, which might be the hardest one to do for Family Guy novices. Don't worry about me. I'm no Family Guy novice. Well, right after season 9 I kind of am, but I'll help you out if you get stuck. Anyway, if you get any of those questions right, you continue moving around, and this is where it gets really interesting. You see here, the scoring key. If you land on a red space and nailed your trivia question, you can advance to 5 spaces. If you're wrong, you go back the same way. Yellow space gets you 4 spaces, to or from, depending on how well you answer the question. Blue space is 3 spaces, green space is 2 spaces. If you land on a character space, you get your best answer, and if you get it right, you roll both dice. Or at least I could roll both dice if I had both dice. But no problem for me. Again, I have a whole bunch of board games in the house. I got dice all around me. If you roll the exact number to land on another Family Guy character space, you can roll again and keep moving on up. If you get the question wrong, or if you get it right and roll both dice, but you go an uneven number of spaces to go to the next Family Guy character space, you don't get the exact amount, I should say, then you stay where you are. As for the evil monkey space right here, you get to exchange places with any opponent. If you're in the lead, there's no need to do so. Either way, once you land on that space, you gotta do your best evil monkey grimace point shaking finger routine. As for Stewie's choice right here, if you roll doubles on any turn in addition to moving your piece forward, you get to choose an opponent that has to move back the same number of spaces. Awesome. Play will continue in a clockwise manner until any one player reaches the Griffin household, where victory can be yours if you get one more trivia question right. Afterwards, triumphant gloating is optional. Just make sure the gloating's not shallow and pedantic. Let's show you a few more trivia questions here, because there are 1,000 to choose from, making this oh so not Peter Griffin played Trivial Pursuit level material. Oh no, this is real. Questions on one side, answers on the other. You can tell because this side has a Q and the other side has an A. So, how much do you really know about the Griffin family? Hardcore stans and novices alike, and of course those on the opposite side of the spectrum, the extremely opposite side, for the alliance of quality television in mind, or common sense media, aka folks who despise sex with violence material, say for his sons. They might want to change their tone and consider this a guilty pleasure because it's just a lot of fun. We're talking celeb name calling here, we're talking about Griffin family gossip. Now, at long last, a trivia game based on television's most dysfunctional cartoon family. A brief guide to meeting the Griffins here at the top, at the bottom, and inside, 1,000 trivia questions to keep you guessing and laughing. How inferior or superior you'll feel to the Griffins, or any family in relation to them, at least in spirit, is really up to you after you play this game. But I'm gonna tell you, it's a laugh riot either way. 4.5 out of 5 claps. I wish they had character pawns instead of the basic movers. And of course, I wish I had the other die instead of just one die. But all in all, if you have a patriarch that can make you do all the things that any other family guy can make anyone do, laugh and cry, better than Peter can, more power to them and to you. If not, you might want to consider this game. And you'll be lucky that you did. Thanks for watching. Check out more TSR by clicking on another awesome review like this one, top left. And be sure to subscribe by clicking top right. Until next time, I'll catch you on the Thrift Store.